ChatGPT is going to be choosing the books I read. I'm in love with and obsessed with. Okay, it's typing. Okay, it's saying it. I don't want to look. I don't know why I'm nervous. Wild. The tension is crackling. There's sparks in the air. Let's go! I'm so excited. Wait. ChatGPT just glitched. Ugh, I'm so upset. Since ChatGPT launched in 2022, the world has seen an increase in AI softwares available to the public. Google's Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and Notion AI, just to name a few. We are just at the tip of the iceberg of what AI can do. And I've heard experts relate this time in AI to the beginning of the internet. Over the course of our life, I feel like we will see AI integrate more into our lives and society. However, I do hope we avoid a Black Mirror event where AI takes over the world. So for this video, I thought I would use AI in a hopefully beneficial way in order to ease some of the decision paralysis I feel when picking my next read. ChatGPT is going to be choosing the books I read. So my first read that ChatGPT is gonna pick, I think I'm going to put a list of books that I've had my eye on and that I'm kind of in the mood to read right now and see what it comes up with. I think each book I pick, I'm gonna change up what I say for it to give me instead of just doing a list. So this first one is going to be a list of books. I have two physical books that I'm really interested in reading that have been on my shelf for a little bit, and that is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I've been reading a lot of fantasy romance, and romance books recently. I really want to get into a different genre, so these two just being fiction and that I've had on my shelf for a little bit and have had my eye on, I am going to add those to the list. And then I have some books on my Kindle, some from Kindle Unlimited, and then some that I've seen Kindle deals for like $1.99 or $2.99 that I've just bought. And so the couple books that I'm going to add for my Kindle are The Silent Patient by Alex McLeod. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. I definitely butchered your last name. But there's been a couple of his books that I've been wanting to read, and I think that's a thriller. What else do I have on here? I have Yellowface and Anxious People. So that gives us 5 books, which I think is a good amount to choose from. I'm nervous to say what one I want to read the most. I think Intermezzo and Yellowface are kind of my top ones that I'm hoping it chooses, but let's put this list into ChatGPT and see what book I will be reading. All right, so I am on ChatGPT and I'm just gonna say good afternoon. I was listening to a podcast about AI recently, and someone was saying that they use AI as they're talking to another person and they feel that enhances the AI experience. Whereas if you use AI a lot or ChatGPT a lot to tell me this or give me this or come up with an idea for this, it'll do that, but it kind of drains you. Whereas if you talk to it as if it's like a human or with empathy, it doesn't so much. I have to remember who I heard talking about that. It was definitely a podcast I listened to a few months ago, so I might not be portraying that information completely accurately. So I usually start, if I'm going on ChatGPT for something, with good morning or good afternoon, and it's always like, good afternoon, how's it going? I'm saying, it's going well. I just started out with a conversation, and then it'll be like, I'm doing great, thanks for asking, what's on your mind today? I'm having trouble choosing the next book I want to read. I have a couple in mind. Can you help me decide which book to pick up next? I'd love to help with that. What books do you have in mind? I wonder if it's just gonna give me one or if we're gonna walk through the options. So the books, I don't know if I'm doing too much for this right now, but it's fun. On my radar are Intermezzo. Okay, so it's telling me a little bit about each book now. Maybe I'm just gonna say all of those sound good. Can you choose one for me? Okay! ChatGPT picked Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Okay, I've had this book on my list for so long, so I'm really excited to finally get to this. I've had it on my physical TBR for quite a long time, so yay! I've heard a little bit about this book, but I honestly don't know too much. I think it's between two friends and they come up with this, it's either like a movie or a video game or something, and that just like takes off and their whole lives change. These friends, intimate since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college they have created their first blockbuster. So a movie. Overnight, the world is theirs. Spanning 30 years from Cambridge to Venice Beach, Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow is a dazzling novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, and the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to loved. Yes, it is a love story, but it is not one you have read before. Okay, so I said I've been sick of romance, but this is fiction. But I do love a love story, and if it's in a different format, like this book hopefully will be, I'm excited. With this pick, thanks ChatGPT for helping me out. And without further ado, let's get reading. Hello! It has been a few days and I have barely read these last few days. And I'm kind of getting upset because I haven't read that much. But I've just been busy. Also, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt. So I'm on chapter 4, page 47, and I'm really enjoying the start of this book though. And I do want to say I haven't read because I've been busy, not because I haven't enjoyed the book. Really enjoyed it, especially after reading the first chapter. It kind of hooked me right after that. I was wrong. It says Blockbuster on the back, so I thought it meant a movie, but it's a game. So a lot of this book already revolves around games and gaming and gamers, and our two main characters love gaming. I think ultimately develop their own game. We've seen a little bit of them together at their current age. They're in college, and we've gotten some flashbacks over the last few chapters from when they knew each other when they were younger, and I've enjoyed seeing that, and I'm really excited to read the rest of this. I feel like I've already had a lot of thoughts. I've literally looked up, I don't know if I've said this, I've looked up so many words already from this book. In the first chapter alone, I looked up 5 words. Okay, so this is going to be a thought-provoking book. I can kind of already tell there are a lot of themes of play, not just because of the gaming world, but I think that relates back to the themes of play in the book. Play in relationships, play in friendships, how play acts in our everyday life, play in the sense of the way children's play or how people play off of each other, stuff like that. And so I'm enjoying that. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's split into multiple parts. So I'm only on part 1, and I think there's either like 6 or 7, and then there's a bunch of chapters in each part. Yeah, so there's 10 parts and then a handful of chapters in each of the parts. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm, again, enjoying it so far. I'm only 50 pages in. Gonna keep reading. Excited to continue the story. Hello. It's been almost a week of me reading this, but it's now the weekend. I think I started this on Monday and it's now Saturday, and I'm on page 148, which is just shocking to me that I've only read 148 pages in 5 days, but I've been very busy this week, so I really haven't had a lot of time to read, and I've been getting into bed, reading a few pages, and then falling asleep, so that's how most nights have looked. But that isn't to say I'm not enjoying this. I do think it's really interesting. I think what I said earlier about the themes of the book, how play and games play a part in life, has definitely shown through even more as I continue to read. And then I also really love how this book goes back and forth in between different timelines, but it's very smooth. It's like you're time traveling, or you'll meet a new character and learn about their past, or you'll jump to the future a little bit. We've gotten a couple sneak peeks of that, and you'll learn about something about the main characters and kind of what their current relationship state looks like, and you'll be like, huh, I wonder why that is. So really enjoying enjoying it so far. It is a lot about gaming and programming, but it's also just, again, about games in life. And then it does say too at the back, it's a love story, but it's not one you've read before. So curious if it's just because it's a friendship love story or if more feelings develop between certain characters. I'm not quite sure yet. Also, the characters, the two main characters, Sam and Sadie, are the friends and the co-developers of this game, and their relationship intrigues me, but also why they do certain things intrigues me. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I don't understand why they're doing that. So their motivations, for me at least, aren't quite clear. I can understand some of the things they're doing, but other things I'm like, huh, this is interesting. I'm curious if we'll learn more about that as we get to know them more throughout the book. So I'm just gonna read this weekend. I want to finish this. I probably won't finish it today, but for sure finish it tomorrow. And then we can pick our next read. There are more characters than the two characters. One of the characters I don't like and annoys me. One of the other characters I like. And then there are a few other ones that are fun to see here and there. But then even the themes of play will come up in strangers that the characters run into, or people that aren't really significant to the story, but they're used as a way to show how play and games are a part of life. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, the cover. Okay, I get the wave now, but I'm still waiting on the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. OMG, also, I don't know why this was kind of an impulse buy, but I bought a Sunny Angel, and I'm pretty sure this was real. I bought it from the website, and it seemed like the legit website from their social media verified page. So I've seen these. It's the 20th anniversary Sunny Angel Hipper decorative minifigure, and I've never had one before. I probably never say never, but we'll see if I ever get one again. But I just thought they were cute, and I'm like, you know, it would be fun to do a blind box together. This is so hard to open, the plastic wrap. But I guess there's a lot of dupes on these, and you have to be careful to make sure you're getting the real one. So I'm pretty sure this is the real 20th anniversary. There's a monkey on here, which I don't know if I want. A lot of the odds are 12 out of 144. So what is that? It's like an 8% odd that you'll get any of them. And then the fawn is less, and the secret is less. But I think I want the bunny, the elephant, or the koala. But honestly, a lot of them are cute. Pop that open. Okay. Ooh, maybe that's the butt. Okay, I don't. Ooh, maybe it's the elephant. It might be the elephant, you guys. I would be really happy. I don't think it's the bunny though, unfortunately. I felt it a little bit. Do you see? Oh, it's green. Cute! It's the koala! Oh my gosh, cute! I wanted that one. Oh, the frog is cute too. Wait, the koala is so cute. It's so cute. Look at him. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed. It's so cute. And I didn't know this, but like with the hippers, it's like sticky. Their belly's sticky. You can attach it to things and it'll stick on it. I don't know if I'll put it on my Kindle, but maybe. I don't think it'll fit there really well. His little angel wings. Koala is really cute. Yay! Good morning. Yes, I'm wearing this shirt. I know I've worn it a lot in this video, but there's this magical thing called washing machines that wash your clothes, and this is my favorite shirt. So I do own other shirts, but I just love and am obsessed with this one. But anywho, I made it a little past page 300 last night. I'm on part 8, like the very beginning. So I only have like 90 pages left, so I think I can finish this in like an hour and a half and hopefully complete this book today, and we can pick our next one. Yesterday, while I was reading this, I was really craving a romance book, so I think that's gonna be our next read, but I think I was craving it because I'm not sure where this story would go. Things were happening that I wished they would have happened with another character, and I felt there's still a shoe that's gonna drop. That's kind of what I felt like when I was reading yesterday, and what I just kind of read, that might have been the shoe, but I feel like there's more shoes left in these last less than 100 pages or so. I feel like the character's motivation as we keep reading have become more clear. I'm just enjoying it. I'm not getting a 5-star feeling. I don't think it'll be 5 stars, but I do think it's a really, really good book, and I like it a lot. I like the way she writes. It's super unique, and again, it just flows so easily, so I'm really happy I picked this up and I'm excited to finish it hopefully very soon. finish tomorrow. Yay. Ugh, it feels good to finish a book. We're like halfway through March and I've only read 5 books, which I know is kind of a lot. But to me, I'm like, I should have read more books. But again, was just busy this last week, but I'm very happy to have finished this book. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. That might change if I sit on it for a little longer. But I did end up really enjoying this book. I, again, just love the way she writes and the story was interesting. It is very heavy in its theme of gaming and how gaming influences life, and life is a game and everyone plays games whether you mean to or not, whether they are big games like on a gaming console or little games we make up in our heads or with people we know. Games are a part of life, and I agree to an extent. I play cards with my family, which is games. I play games on my iPad. Unrelated to this, but I broke up my Nintendo Switch again and I started playing. I played Mario Kart this weekend and then restarted my Animal Crossing, so we'll see. I don't have like a bunch of free time. I would rather be reading than playing Animal Crossing, but I think it could be fun to pick that up again. But unrelated to this book, it just so happens that I brought out my Switch again while I was reading a book about gaming. Maybe they're connected and I'm just thinking they're not, but anywho, I would recommend this book. If you're a gamer, I feel like you would like this. If you just enjoy games, you would also probably like this. If you enjoy good stories, good storytelling, good writing, you would probably like this book. I will say one of the main characters did kind of annoy me in their attitude towards another character. I'm like, you always assume the worst and they just want what's best for you. Like, give them a break. But alas, it was still very good. I did really enjoy. There's a big disability representation in one of our main characters, physical disability, and I enjoyed getting to learn about that and read about how it impacted this character and his thoughts and feeling towards this and how it affected his interactions with himself, with other people. So I really enjoyed that in this book. It is a very smart read. I did have a lot of fun. I looked up a lot of words and would absolutely recommend. It was a really good palate cleanser too between all the romances and fantasies I've been reading. I'm very happy I finally picked this up. Again, 4 stars. For our next read, I know I want to read a romance and I want to switch up how I asked ChatGPT to recommend me books. So I think I'm gonna say I am in the mood for a type of romance that's gonna make me feel blank or has blank, and then list some romances that I've been wanting to read. That is my strategy. And then we'll see what one ChatGPT picks. Again, I always start with a greeting text. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. What's on my mind today? I am hoping you can help me choose my next read. I have 5 romance books I am thinking of picking up. I am in the mood for a swoon-worthy romance with impeccable writing, enjoyable characters, and a fun and interesting storyline. 5 books I have in mind are 1, Hello Stranger, 2, Promise Me Sunshine, 3, Happy Place, 4, Out on a Limb, and 5, The Love of My Afterlife. So I said I'm in the mood for a swoon-worthy romance with impeccable writing, enjoyable characters, and a fun and interesting storyline. I think I'm gonna add a sentence of, I also want the story to have some emotional depth and character development. So I feel like I gave a pretty good summary of the mood and the type of book I want to read, and then some options. And if I can't choose from those, maybe I'll be just like randomly choose me a romance book like this. Okay, I'm gonna hit send. Let's see what it comes. I'm nervous. I don't want to look. You're gonna see on the screen. Wait. Did it disappear? I just wrote all of that and it disappeared. What the fudge? Good afternoon. Oh my gosh. It totally just disappeared. ChatGPT just glitched. I don't think I clicked anything. Okay, let me do this. It is going. I don't know why I do this every time. I feel like it just makes the experience better. Okay, I need to pause this screen recording and see what I wrote before so I can just like literally verbatim copy and paste that. Oh, I'm so upset. Now my camera battery's flashing. Ugh. Okay, I'm hoping I can finish this before my battery dies. Please stay, battery. Oh. I can't win. I'll be back. I am back now. You're on my little camera, so I hope the audio is okay. We're gonna freaking get this ChatGPT thing right, and it's gonna pick my book. It's not gonna reset before I have what I wrote on my iPad, so I don't have to leave ChatGPT, so it doesn't reset. Okay, let's do this. I'm not even gonna say a greeting because I'm through. Oh my gosh, I'm not even screen recording now. Why is this so difficult for me? All right, guys, big deep breath. Let's do this. Okay, yes, I am screen recording. I love taking a deep breath like that. Choose my next read. Okay, again, we're running through it again, you guys. Stay with me. Wow, it's like I've written this before. Storyline. It's like popping. You can see on the screen that the words are popping up before I even type them. It knows. Okay. Then I'm gonna say, okay, it's typing. Okay, it's saying it. I don't want to look. I don't know why I'm nervous. It's giving me a breakdown of the 5 books. Let's go! Oh, well, it gave me 2. It gave me Happy Place by Emily Henry and Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. Can you pick between those 2, please? Okay, we're reading Happy Place. I'm so excited! Okay, they're saying Hello Stranger is a bit heavier, so I'm glad they picked Happy Place, but I really think it's cool that ChatGPT will give me like a summary of all these books, so even in the future if I'm ever having trouble picking a book, I can just be like, summarize these 2 books, and then I can pick what one sounds better to me instead of like having ChatGPT pick. Let's go get Happy Place from my shelf, and this isn't even funny. I don't know any other thing or author that makes me react like this. Probably Sarah J Maas during Throne of Glass. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when I was younger, of course, all the books that I loved. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping and let's go grab Happy Place. Hello! I read 22 pages yesterday, so I am hoping to read a lot more today, and I just know it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit again. Okay, let's keep reading our second AI pick, Happy Place by Emily Henry. Hello. I am literally so happy right now. I am obsessed with this book. I feel like I annotated a lot the first time I read it, but I have just been going crazy highlighting things, and I might read some quotes that I highlighted when I finish, but sorry, I just like read a quote that I am obsessed with, but I am pretty far along. I think I only have 150-ish pages left, and I just want to sit here and finish this book right now. I am so obsessed with it. The way Emily Henry writes, I don't even know. It's just the emotions are so palpable. The characters she creates, even the side ones, I'm in love with and obsessed with, even with their flaws. And the romance, the love, the settings are so atmospheric. I feel like I'm there. The way she describes the settings, she does such a good job describing the settings, like some things that seem minuscule but actually give you a sense that you're there with the characters, or that you are in on something that is in their apartment or whatever. And it's really good. I think she was describing one of the apartments they lived in, and I was just like, wow, I can perfectly picture this in my head. Even more than that, I could feel it. I could feel being there in this apartment. Wild. So far, we've just been following this friend group along on their annual trip to Maine for this lobster festival at this cottage, and it's a group of 6 friends. 5 of them have been friends since college. They're pretty paired up in relationships, but our main character and her partner are broken up, and they were engaged. They broke up. We don't really know why. They are pretending that they're still together for the sake of their friends in this weekend. They hadn't told anyone yet. They were planning on doing it this weekend, and then they end up not because of things that happen. We're following that, and we also jump back to when the characters are first meeting and falling in love, and I feel like those scenes, it's so intense how much they, and especially how our main character describes it, how she feels for him and loves him, and it's really intense. Her emotions, her love for him, how she feels towards him, the life she wants with him, and it makes you want to keep reading because you're like, if this person feels like this about the other person, we're not getting the male main character's perspective, but presumably from what he's saying in our female main character's perspective, he feels the same way. The tension is crackling, there's sparks in the air. To the reader, it's, why did they break up? So that makes you want to keep reading, and we've gotten little bits and pieces so far, but I am just even more obsessed with this book the more times I read it. I feel like that happens to every single Emily Henry book I reread. I've only read Happy Place once, and that was last year when I did reading every Emily Henry book in 7 days, and I've wanted to reread Happy Place since, and I just really want Great Big Beautiful Life to come out, and I just needed some Emily Henry, so I'm so happy ChatGPT picked this for me. Overall, I'm just having such a wonderful time. I honestly kind of forgot to, like, on this channel, we know we reread here. 1, because if I bought a book, I'm not just gonna let it sit on my shelf and never be read again. I'm gonna lend it to friends. I'm going to reread it. And 2, I forget. I read so much. I have life things going on that there are certain stories that I think about more than others, but even stories that I think about a lot, I forget all the little things, and then rereading it brings up new feelings and new emotions, or the same feelings I felt that last time. So I love rereading, and I'm never gonna stop. I'm just having a really good time. I think I want to finish this tonight, and I think I can do it. I have 150 pages left, so it's definitely possible. I might even be starting my next book tonight, but we will see. It depends on when I finish this, but let's keep reading. Happy Place! Hello, I'm almost done with Happy Place. I don't have much else to say. I'll probably finish it and then give my final review tomorrow, but before it gets dark, I want to pick our next read after Happy Place. I want to read a new author I haven't read before, and I think I want to read a romance book. And I know I've been giving like 5 options before, but I think I'm going to narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3 from ChatGPT to pick from. I already have 2 in mind. 1, Cara Stone, or 2, Hannah Bonham Young. Those are 2 authors I really want to read. Specifically Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone, or I think it's Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. And then I think I'm just gonna give ChatGPT those 2 authors and tell me which one I should read next. Can you help me pick my next read? I want to read an author I have never read before. I need help deciding between Cara Stone and Hannah Bonham Young. Can you pick between those authors? Okay, so it's describing each of those, and it's saying what mood I'm in. I just want them to choose. I'm not sure what mood I am in. Can you just choose one? so excited. We are going to be reading Promise Me Sunshine by Kara Bastone. I have Ready or Not, but I want to read that for another video, so I'm excited to finally pick up one of her books. Oh my gosh. These last two picks have been fire, and honestly, Tomorrow was fire too. I had been meaning to read that for so long, so this is a really good way. Even if you're deciding between, I know I gave like 5 options before, so even if you're deciding between like 1 or 2, like you can't decide what book you want to read next, or if you have like a ton of options and you just have nowhere, I feel like this is a good way, because it's like, what's your mood? And you can like describe your mood, and ChatGPT can give you a book. I feel like this is really nice if you're indecisive about what to read, or you're kind of in a slump and like wanting to get out of it. Maybe ChatGPT can be a useful resource for that. So I'm gonna finish Happy Place, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I am probably gonna pick up Promise Me Sunshine as I'm falling asleep, and I'm just so excited. ChatGPT is going off right now. It knows what I want. I would have been happy with either, but I'm really happy to read this book next. Okay, bye. Hello, I wanted to give my update on Happy Place. So I did end up finishing it yesterday or the day before. It's been a couple days since we chatted. I think it was the day before. And I just love that book so much more even the second time around. It's getting 5 stars. I read it in 1 day the first time around, and then I read it in like a couple days the second time around, and I again just fell in love with it so much more the second time. I fell in love with her writing even more. I am obsessed with her characters. I'm obsessed with the emotions it creates, and I feel like this book can really make a lot of people feel seen, because I feel like Harriet is super relatable in what she goes through and her people-pleasing tendencies, and kind of what she's carried from childhood and like how she grew up to her adult life, and like how that has impacted her and her relationships and her friends, and the path she's on and maybe a new path she might be going on in the end is really prominent and has a big effect on her life. And I feel like a lot of people have things from their childhood that they carry into their life, and maybe even every aspect of their life. So that is super relatable. I feel like Wynn's relatable. He's not my favorite man, but I did enjoy him a lot more. So I am happy that I kind of grew a greater fondness of Wynn in this book, and I just feel like this book is perfect. If anyone asked me for a perfect book, I would tell them to read Happy Place, which is so funny. It's honestly almost up there with like Beach Read, funny stuff. Like, all of her books are so good. I don't even know how to compare them. I'm just obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with every single one of her books, and I'm so excited for Great But Beautiful Life to come out. Read Emily Henry if you haven't yet. Like, she is incredible. I don't know how she makes words on paper seem so good. Okay, I need to plug this in, and then we'll chat again in a second and talk about Promise Me Sunshine, because I'm a little bit into it now. Like I said, I started Promise Me Sunshine, and I'm enjoying it so far. The female main characters kind of has like a witty, dry sense of humor, but they are also, like, I can tell, very dark themes of grief and moving past that are going to come up in this book. They already come up a little bit. So basically we're following Lenny, who is babysitting for this family, and there's this uncle who's kind of overbearing, and now they're teaming up to work together. She is gonna help the uncle get along with the kid, and he's gonna help her with her grief, because you find out that they know a lot about that stuff. I feel like they were kind of spilling each other's past to each other very early in the book, and I'm like, you literally just met this man. But I'm enjoying the writing so far. I've never read a book by her before. Again, hence this prompt from ChatGPT, and I'm excited to keep reading. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get reading. almost to page 150 and I'm enjoying it so far. It's not my favorite read. There's a lot of grief in this book, but it doesn't hit as hard as the other books I've read that have had grief in it, like Beach Read, Summer Romance, and a few other ones that I can't think of right now. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can understand that this character is dealing with a lot, but I just don't feel it as strongly as I have with other books. But that's not to say I'm not enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride. And also, they're like friends. Like, they were strangers and other friends. And there has been nary a hint of romance. And we're 150 pages in. Where is the tension? Where is the longing? But maybe it's because she's dealing with so much grief she doesn't even know it's there, you know? I do really like the male main character. He's super sweet. He does really nice things for her and kind of grumpy on the exterior, but he's like, what's that viral TikTok? It's like, is a cupcake, will kill you. Looks like she can kill you, will kill you. Looks like she can kill you, is a cupcake. Cupcake is not the right word. I don't know why I'm thinking cupcake, but I don't know. That's about all I got. I'm just gonna keep reading. I would love to finish it today, but I got a long way to go. Assuming some type of relationship will progress in these last 200-ish pages, because this is a romance book and there's no freaking romance. Okay, so I am like almost on page 200 now, and the romance is definitely heating up. Oh, by the way, I'm back home now. I was at my parents'. The romance has picked up a little bit, but I just really want to finish this book. So honestly, I don't have any plans tonight. I'm hoping I can just finish this book because I've been reading it since Wednesday or Tuesday. I think I read like a chapter on Tuesday. It's been a while that I've been reading this. And it's honestly pretty easy to fly through when I sit down and actually read. So that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm just gonna sit down and read this book so I can hopefully complete her and give you guys my final review, my final thoughts. So without further ado, let's keep reading. Female main character is so chaotic and all over the place that I just like don't even know what's going on. That's just how she's coping with this loss, and like she doesn't know anything or like what to live for basically, so she's just all over the place. She's kind of a hot mess. Yeah. Hello beautiful people, I finished Promise Me Sunshine, and I fear I'm maybe entering a reading slump. I've tried to read 3 books last night after I finished this and nothing sounds good, and I want to start a new reading vlog, but if I don't have a book I can't start it. After sleeping on what I thought about this book, I thought I was gonna be between like a 3.5 stars for a rating, but after sleeping on it I actually do really like this book and the premise and the characters, so I think I'm leaning more towards like a 3.5, 4 stars. I really enjoyed the writing. I really enjoyed how the characters were there for each other. I did love how they progressed to friends and then from friends to lovers, but it was honestly not spicy at all until the very end. I'm like, where is this romance? Because it literally came 300 plus pages after you're already getting through this book, which kind of makes sense because they're strangers, they have to get to know each other, and she was going through a really dark time, and we're in her perspective, the female main character's perspective, the whole time. So she's interpreting the male main character's actions a different way, and you kind of see when they hang out with friends or stuff, them point things out that are like, okay, yes, like there is something there. She just is blind to it, literally. I would absolutely recommend this book. I'm excited to read Ready or Not. I really enjoyed her writing. It was super easy to read and digest. I just think I'm kind of in a book slump. which is why it took me so freaking long to read this. And yeah, I'm having trouble figuring out what I want to read next. That means I'm not sure what reading vlog I'm going to film next, which rarely happens. I feel like I flow pretty easily from reading vlog to reading vlog of like what I have planned. But female main character was extremely chaotic throughout this entire book. She was kind of all over the place, and then at the end she kind of got her stuff together, but she was in a very dark place. I feel like I didn't connect to that as much in this book because she was so chaotic, but that makes sense. Like, everybody handles grief differently and wades through it differently, and I just thought this was, whoa, she is like off the rails. But I did really like her character. She was trying to be happy and put on a mask, and she had a lot of fun quirks about her. The male main character was so steadfast and sweet. I really enjoyed him. And then I really liked too, like, the nannying aspect and like his family and like kind of the family dynamics with that. He's dealing with stuff too that we got to see work throughout the book, which I love too. The underlying plot lines were super interesting to me, but I also don't think I connected to Lenny as much as I could have, and that might just be because I just like handle the emotions differently, or because I'm in a reading slump. So I don't really know. Anyways, as always, if you've read any of these books in this video, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and give this video a thumbs up. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.